I want you to take a moment, and I want you to think about the A players on your team right now. And I want you to write down the names of 3 people that if they walked out on you tomorrow, you would feel it in a really, really bad way. You'd be screwed without them. So just take a moment, write down the names of 3 people that you heavily rely on that do so much for you. Now I want to ask you a question. When's the last time you told them that? When's the last time you recognized them? Because as we go through this and we talk about your team today, we often take the A players for granted. Because you know what? We know that they can take it. We know that they will handle the stress. But that's not always how it should be. So you need to write that down, and you need to, not now, don't get on your phones right now, but later, text them, thank them, and really let them know that they mean a lot to you. Because all of the statistics right now, it's not money. People are staying for a sense of purpose. And if you're not giving it to them, they will go somewhere else and find it. Which brings me to my first point today, sometimes controversial, but people are not your greatest asset. The right people are. So again, it comes back to that full circle that when you are looking at your team, there's always a bottom 10%. So how do you know if you have the right people? Well, you've got to ask yourself some questions. And I need you to be very honest with yourself as you ask yourself these questions. You've got to put the ego aside, because if anyone in here tells me that they've never had a people problem or ever made a bad hire, you are lying to 5,000 people, okay? We all know it. People are the hardest part of everything. So how do you know if you've got the right people? Another question to ask yourself, is this person a volunteer or are they a hostage? So when you come across change and you want to do something different in your firm, are they fighting it or are they being an advocate for it? I would like to think that we all employ, grown adults, and we want to make sure they only want to be here if they want to be here. It's not because we want them to. Another question, again, we're putting our ego aside on all of these. Would you enthusiastically rehire this person? Because if the answer is no, you really need to question that. The key word there is enthusiastically. You know those people, you've got them, and you're like, oh my God, if I could just have 5 more of those people, okay? Ask yourself that. Another question was kind of a gut punch for me one time from Michael. Do you dread meeting with this person? Anybody ever have that? You got somebody and you're like, oh God, they want to talk again. Okay? Yeah, we've all had them. And you know what Michael reminded me one time, as Cy says, I BMW'd about this person for a really long time. He said, Jessica, you do realize that we pay this person to do this to you. You're choosing this. And so really thinking about that in terms of like, okay, well, maybe this is not the right person, and that is okay. You should also ask yourself, as you are thinking about the right people, are they a risk at all to your reputation? Whether it's to the rest of the team members, to the public, to your clients, the culture, whatever that may be, are they a risk? So is this person actually an ambassador for your brand? But what impact do they actually make? And then finally, you should ask yourself, do you even see this person in your future? Because all of you here are very growth-minded. You're here because you want to be better leaders and because you want to grow and scale your firm. So you're going to go 10x, 20x, 100x. Do you see that person actually helping you get there or holding you back? Because if the answer is no, why are you investing in this person? So it's challenging, and you've got to be real with yourself and saying, all right, do I have the right people in place or not? Now, that sounds like a lot of work, and I understand that. And hiring people and finding great talent is a lot of work, especially if you've ever done anything with our hiring process. It's very, very difficult to get a job at Crisp, and that is very intentional.